I hope I am audible to you all. Am I audible?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir, you're audible.
Yeah. I hope my screen is visible to you all. Please copy down this question. I'll wait for others to join in till this time. Copy down the question. I am waiting for you all. Once it is complete, let me know.
Done, sir.
Okay. Before we start with the question, we'll just revise a bit what we had done last time. The introduction to buyback of shares and various other things. So, what do you mean by buyback of shares? Buyback of shares is nothing but the shares which are held by the public or by others are bought back by the company. Now, what are the objectives of it? There are various objectives for the buyback of shares. Like, say, for example, a financial restructuring, uh, such as amalgamation, or maybe to increase the intrinsic value of share or increasing the EPS. It may also happen that the company has surplus cash which is not to be utilized for any other purpose because there are no expansion plans or something else. Hence, this cash can be utilized to buy back those shares which were already issued or to public. There can be also a reason that, say, for example, the promoters or the present management wants to increase their holding. So if they buy back the shares from public, then the proportionate holding of them increases. So these are the few objectives of buyback of shares. Then we had learned what are the benefits of buyback. Now the benefits are aligned directly to the objectives of buyback. That means that the return on capital or net profitability increases, and in turn the EPS improves. Also, the share capital structure will be reorganized suitably. Maybe your fractional holdings or maybe odd lots can be bought back, and there is no more any fractional holding by any of the shareholders. It also encourages the equity investment by family businesses. If you have a small business and it is run by family itself, then buying back the shares from public will encourage the family members itself because they are infusing the funds. I had given you all a homework. Now I remember the homework was in relation to distinguish between buyback of shares and redemption of preference shares. Have you all done it? Have you all written down?
Yes, sir.
Everyone, right? And everyone, have you all taken up the images and converted into PDF? I think I have not given this instruction, but I'll give you instructions later on about how to upload and where to upload. Not to worry about it, but yes, I hope everybody has written down. Then we had started with various rules and regulations or legal provisions by Companies Act, which is Section 77. There are three sources of buyback. Number one, divisible profits, that are free reserves. Second is securities premium account, and number three is proceeds of any shares or other securities. That means if you have issued any shares or other securities, then money out of it can be utilized for buyback of shares. So there are three sources. Number one is divisible profits. Number two is securities premium account, and number three is proceeds out of any issue of shares or other securities. There are various divisible profits as well. Say, for example, profit and loss account, general reserve, dividend equalization reserve, investment fluctuation reserve, or maybe any other funds where there is liability. Then, after deducting the liability, those funds. Non-divisible profits include securities premium, capital reserve, capital redemption reserve, development rebate reserve, share forfeiture account, debenture redemption reserve, etc. Now, securities premium account, though being non-divisible in nature, but can be used for buyback. Hence, because the reason is that it is specifically mentioned in the sources of buyback. So, first source of buyback was divisible profits. So, we have all the divisible profits. The second source of buyback is securities premium account. Though securities premium account being non-divisible in nature, but these provisions mentions about it specifically, hence it can be used for buyback. Post that, we had learned about the conditions of buyback. In that, we had three conditions which were very important. Number one, the first important condition of buyback was buyback can be done only for less than 25% of total paid up capital and free reserves. That is, total paid up capital plus free reserves into 25% is the maximum limit for a buyback. Then your debt equity ratio after buyback cannot be more than 2 is to 1. That is, post a buyback debt equity will be 2 is to 1 or less than that. Number three, all the shares for buyback should be fully paid up. Partly paid up equity shares cannot be bought back. 12 months is the time limit for buyback, and post buyback I repeat, post buyback, you cannot issue same class of shares. Okay, within 6 months, same class of shares cannot be issued except by the way of bonus or conversion of preferences or conversion of debentures or stock options. So you have few exceptions. That is, if the shares, same class of shares are issued as bonus, or those are converted from preference shares or debentures, or if any stock option plan is there, then if that is also a case, then those are allowed. Otherwise, you cannot issue same class of shares within 6 months. There are various methods of buyback. That is your you buy back from existing shareholders in a proportionate basis, or you buy back from open market, which is the most common option. Then you have buyback from odd lots, or you have buyback from employees under stock option plan, etc. Next important thing is how much capital redemption reserve to be created and how it is to be created. Okay, so first of all, we need to understand why capital redemption reserve is to be created. Capital redemption reserve is to be created to secure the rights or interest of outsiders which are debtors of the company. That is, creditors from the point of view of company, or from the point of view of them, those are debtors. The reason behind this is, say for example, I have to wind up the company. I want to wind up the company. I know that when I wind up the company, I am not going to receive any money from the company, because if whatever money I have, I need to pay to the outsiders because I have taken loan. So what I do is, I buy back the shares and then say I am going to wind up the company, and I don't pay to debenture holders. That is wrong. The motive of buyback was nothing but to not pay to debenture holders. Hence, to safeguard the interest of creditors of the company, capital redemption reserve has to be created. Capital redemption reserve will be created out of free reserves and securities premium. So how much capital redemption reserve has to be created? Capital redemption reserve has to be created is equal to face value of shares bought back minus face value of fresh issue of shares. I repeat, face value of shares bought back minus face value of fresh issue of shares. So if there is any fresh issue of shares just before the buyback or on buyback, then that value has to be reduced. Now, what is the reason behind it? That I have issued preference shares and I am going to buy back equity shares. That means, can I say that preference shares are also the owners of the company? So that amount can be reduced from the face value of shares bought back. Is this understood? Anything else? Any doubts? Any queries? Any questions? Do we have any doubts, queries, questions? Do we have any doubts, queries, questions? Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Do we have any doubt, queries, questions? We are yet to solve practical questions, so not an issue, but whatever I have just repeated from the explanation what we had done last time. Do we have any doubts, or should I go ahead? Okay, no one is speaking, so assuming that there are no doubts, going ahead. Now there are total 5 steps for journal entries. Number one, that is, we have to pass entry for sources of buyback, which can be either fresh issue of shares, or it can be sale of investment or asset, or maybe both. So fresh issue of shares, that is, I am talking of issue of preference shares. So it is bank account debit to preference share capital. If those shares are issued at premium, then the entry will be bank account debit to preference share capital to securities premium account. Then next what we have is sale of investment or sale of asset. When we sell the investment, we get the money. That means bank account debit to investment or to asset account. If the asset is sold at profit, the profit amount will be credited to profit and loss account. And if the investment is sold at loss, then loss amount will be debited to profit and loss account. Next, after the sources of buyback, step 2, the entries what we have is for recording the amount payable on buyback to equity shareholders. So the entry will be equity share capital account debit to equity shareholders. If the shares are bought back at premium, that is at a value higher than the face value, then the premium on buyback should be debited to premium on buyback account. That is equity share capital account debit, premium on buyback of shares account debit to equity shareholders. If the shares are bought back at a price lower than face value, that means the buyback is at a discount, then the discount amount, that is the amount which is not to be paid, will be credited to capital reserve. Lastly, step 3 what we have is creation of capital redemption reserve. That is, we need to credit capital redemption reserve with the amount for securing the interest of creditors. We have learned that the amount of capital redemption reserve will be equal to face value of shares bought back less face value of fresh issue of shares. We have also learned that the capital redemption reserve can be created either out of divisible profits or securities premium. So divisible profit account debit, securities premium account debit to capital redemption reserve. Next, after step 3, we have step 4, that is premium on buyback written off. Now we are buying back shares. When we are buying back shares, we buy back shares at face value plus premium, say for example. So premium is a loss for company. 10 rupees shares is bought back at 90 rupees. That means your 80 rupees are loss, the premium paid by the company to shareholders. That loss has to be adjusted against your securities premium or divisible profit. So we will pass an entry securities premium account debit, divisible profits account debit to premium on buyback. Lastly, we will pay off to the shareholders. For payment to shareholders, the entry will be equity shareholders account debit to bank. Any doubts in the entries? Any doubts in the entries? I hope whatever I spoke today is there with you in a written form. Had you all copied down the entries and everything? Did you copy it? Last time, did you all copy it?
No, sir.
Okay, not an issue. I'll share the presentation with you all. You can copy it down from that. Did I share presentation? I think I had shared the whole presentation with you all.
So you said you'll share the PDF, but you didn't.
Wait a second. I will share it right away. I hope everybody has copied down the question. Let's start ahead. Side by side, I will share it with you all. Infobytes Limited resolved to buy back 30,000 of its fully paid equity shares of rupees 10 each at rupees 12 per share. For this purpose, it issued 1,000 10% preference shares of rupees 100 each at par. The total amount was paid. Company has rupees 85,000 balance to credit of securities premium account, which was to be used for buyback. Company had sufficient balance in general reserve to meet the legal requirements for buyback. Pass necessary journal entries. Now, we will always go in the flow what we had discussed, 5 steps. The first step is for source of buyback. Now, for source of buyback, we know that we have two entries. One in relation to issue of some shares, and secondly for sale of investment. Here in the question, if you see, we have fresh issue of preference shares. Hence, we will pass the entry. Wait, do one thing, prepare the format for journal for one full page. Prepare the format for journal, then we will do entry one by one. Have you all prepared the format? Is the format prepared?
Yes, sir.
Let's go ahead. The first entry what we pass is for source of buyback. In the question, we know that there is a fresh issue of preference shares. 1,000 preference shares are issued of rupees 100 each at par. That means we will pass an entry as bank account debit to preference share capital account, and the amount will be 1,000 preference shares into 100 rupees, that is 1 lakh. Bank account debit to preference share capital 1 lakh. Bank account debit to preference share capital 1 lakh. Do we have anything else in relation to source of buyback, that is a sale of investment? We don't have any. So we will record amount payable on buyback to shareholders. We will record amount payable to shareholders on buyback. Now, there are 30,000 fully paid equity shares of rupees 10 each will be bought back at 12 rupees per share. That means, can I say 2 rupees is the premium amount? We are paying 2 rupees over and above the face value of 10. So 10 rupees will go in equity share capital account and 2 rupees will go in premium on buyback of shares account. So the entry will be equity share capital account debit, premium on buyback of shares account debit to equity shareholders account. Equity share capital account debit, premium on buyback of shares account debit to equity shareholders account. $30,000 into 10, 3 lakh rupees, 30,000 into 2, 60,000 and 30,000 into 12 payable to shareholders, 30,000 into 12, 3 lakh 60,000. After this, next we are supposed to create capital redemption reserve and transfer that amount to capital redemption reserve. Can somebody calculate and tell me how much will be the amount transferred to capital redemption reserve? The formula is capital redemption reserve is equal to face value of shares bought back minus face value of fresh issue of shares. Face value of shares bought back, you will find out in the second entry what you have passed, that is 3 lakh rupees. And face value of shares for fresh issue, you will find out in the first entry, preference share capital 1 lakh. So can I say your capital redemption reserve will be created for 2 lakh rupees? Is this correct? Did you all understand this? Did you all get the calculation of 2 lakh rupees? I request you all to give me some type of a feedback. So we need to pass an entry for capital redemption reserve. The question says that they have securities premium account wherein they have some balance of 85,000 rupees and they have enough funds in general reserve account. Now whenever we are creating capital redemption reserve, we will use free reserve, and whenever we are writing off premium on buyback, we will first use securities premium. So here can I say that we will have to use general reserve account to transfer the requisite amount to capital redemption reserve. In that case, we will have an entry general reserve account debit to capital redemption reserve 2 lakh. General reserve account debit to capital redemption reserve 2 lakh. then we will have to write off the premium paid on buyback against your securities premium and free reserves. We find out that we have securities premium of 85,000 and we have a premium on buyback of 60,000. So securities premium is sufficient for us to write off 60,000 rupees premium on buyback. Hence, the entry will be securities premium account debit to premium on buyback. Securities premium account debit to premium on buyback of shares 60,000. 60,000 rupees premium paid is lost for the company, which will be adjusted against the profit of securities premium. Lastly, the amount will be paid to equity shareholders. So the payment will be equity shareholders account debit to bank 3,60,000. Equity shareholders account debit to bank 3,60,000. Have you all passed this entry?
Yes, sir.
Any doubts, any queries, any questions in the question solved? Let's go ahead. Now this is the question what we have. Do not copy down the question. I'm sharing the screenshot with you in the WhatsApp so that you can check the question from that and the solution from the share screen. It will be time consuming for you to write down the whole question. I'll be sharing the presentation with you later on so that you can copy it from there as well. So leave some space for writing down the question and then we will go ahead with the solution. Following is the balance sheet of Kavya Limited as on 31st March 2020. You have liabilities 80,000 equity shares, face value rupees 10, 4,000 preference shares of face value rupees 100, profit and loss account, debentures, creditors, fixed asset and bank balance. The company wants to buy back 20% of its equity capital at 10% premium. Not having sufficient profits to buy back, the company has issued 1,200 preference shares of rupees 100 each at 10% premium. Payable rupees 20 on application and balance including premium on allotment. The preference shares were duly issued all money is received in full. Company bought back equity shares immediately. Past necessary journal entries. Now the balance sheet is pretty clear and simple. There is no doubt or anything in the balance sheet. But the para after balance sheet has various details, and we need to understand that. The company wants to buy back 20% of its equity capital. So we know that the conditions of buyback say that the company can buy back not more than 25% of total paid up equity capital plus reserve. Here company wants to buy back 20%. So can I say that that is within the limit? So out of 80,000 shares, company wants to buy back 20%. That is, can I say 16,000 shares, 16, at 10% premium. Your face value is rupees 10 and they want to buy back at 10% premium. So can I say they will buy back at 11 rupees per share? Did you all understand the calculation of 16,000 shares to be bought back at rupees 11 per share? Yes or
sir.
no? Next, not having sufficient profits to buy back, the company issued 1,200 preference shares of rupees 100 each. That means they are issuing 1,200 preference shares, having face value of 100 at 10% premium. Now your face value is 100 and they are receiving 10% premium. So can I say 1,200 preference shares will be issued at 110 rupees? Out
Yes,
of which
sir.
20 rupees, out of that 20 rupees will be payable on application and balance including premium on allotment. So out of 110, 20 rupees will be received by the company on application for capital, and your capital plus premium will be received on allotment. Your capital of 80 rupees and premium of 10 rupees, that is 90 rupees, will be received on allotment. Preference shares were duly issued, all money were received, company bought back the equity shares immediately. So we need to pass journal entries. I am sharing this screenshot with you on WhatsApp for you all to refer while I am showing you all the solution. Prepare a format for journal for one full page.
Done, sir.
Okay, let's go ahead. The first set of entries will be for your source of buyback, that is issue of preference shares. First, we will pass an entry for issue of preference shares, and that too only for application. 20 rupees will be received on application for 1,200 shares. So 20 into 1,200 is 24,000. Bank account debit to preference share application account. Bank account debit to preference share application account. 1,200 into 20, that is 24,000. Then we will pass entry for transferring the application amount to capital. Preference share application account debit to preference share capital 24,000. Preference share application account debit to preference share capital 24 lakhs. Then we will pass an entry for allotment. Again the allotment entries will be done in two stages. Preference share allotment account debit to preference share capital to securities premium. 1,200 into 80 will go for 96,000 preference share capital account, and 1,200 into 10 that is securities premium 12,000 rupees. Then we will receive the money on allotment. That will be bank account debit to preference share allotment. Bank account debit to allotment. Next, we will start with the entries in relation to buyback. Wherein first we will pass entry for amount payable to shareholders. We know that we are going to buy back 16,000 equity shares at a premium of ₹1. So equity share capital account 16,000 into 10, premium on buyback 16,000 into ₹1 to equity shareholders 16,000 into 11. Next, the entry will be in relation to creation of CRR. I wish if you can just calculate and let me know how much CRR is to be created. We have issued preference shares. We are buying back equity shares. So how much will be your CRR? Can you please calculate and let me know? We have the formula: capital redemption reserve is equal to face value of shares bought back minus face value of fresh issue of shares. Amount of CRR: face value of shares bought back is 1,60,000 and fresh issue of shares is 1,20,000. So CRR to be created will be 40,000. For CRR creation, we will use divisible profits. From the given question, we get to know that we have profit and loss account, which is a divisible profit of 80,000. So 80,000 is enough for us to create a CRR of 40,000. Entry will be profit and loss account debit to capital redemption reserve, 40,000. Profit and loss account debit to capital redemption reserve. After this, we will write off the premium on buyback. We have rupees 16,000 premium which is paid on buyback will be adjusted against a securities premium first and then against divisible profits. How much is the amount available with us in securities premium account? Can somebody tell me how much is the amount balance we have in securities premium? Take the
12,000.
question. Take the question. In the balance sheet, there is nothing in the name of securities premium, but if you see earlier entries, you will find out that securities premium we do have, and that is rupees 12,000. Hence, 12,000 will be used out of securities premium and balance 4,000 divisible profit. And that divisible profit, what we can see in the balance sheet first is your profit and loss account. Profit and loss account, out of 80,000, we have used 40,000. So can I say that we still have a balance of 40,000 in profit and loss account, which can be used for the write-off of premium on buyback. Hence, the entry will be securities premium account debit 12,000, profit and loss account debit 4,000, to premium on buyback 16,000. After this, equity shareholders will be paid off. 1,76,000 is payable to equity shareholders. So entry will be equity shareholders account debit to bank 1,76,000. Equity shareholders account debit to bank 1,76,000. Is the question done? Any doubts, any queries, any questions? Copy down this question. Is the question copied? Have you all copied down the question? Okay, let's go ahead. There is no response, nothing from your side. I don't know why, what's happening, what happened with you. Let's go ahead with the question. In Limited has issued capital of rupees 1 crore of rupees 10 equity shares. The balance in the security premium account was 1 lakh and general reserve 14 lakh. Company decided to buy back 20% of its share direct from its shareholders at rupees 8 per share. The company has issued 5 lakh rupees 5 lakh 10% preference shares 2 months back for the purpose of buyback. Record the transactions in the books in accordance with the provision of section 77. Now, first we pass entry in relation to source of buyback, which is nothing but we have issue of preference shares worth rupees 5 lakh. So the entry will be I have missed out that entry in the presentation. The entry will be 10% preference share capital, bank account debit to 10% preference share capital account 5 lakh. Bank account debit to 10% preference share capital 5 lakh. We don't have anything else in regards to source of buyback, so we go ahead for the amount payable to shareholders. We get to know that the shares are worth rupees 10, that is face value is rupees 10, but the buyback is done at 8 rupees. That means the shares are bought back at a discount, which is a profit for the company, and this profit will be transferred to capital reserve. Hence, the entry will be equity share capital account debit 20 lakhs, equity shareholder 16 lakhs, and capital reserve 4 lakhs. The company is buying back 20% of its share capital, so out of 1 crore rupees, it is buying back 20%, that is 20 lakh rupees. 20 lakh rupees and at 8 rupees per share. So 2 lakhs into 8 is 16 lakhs, and 2 lakhs into 2, the discount will be 4 lakhs. Equity share capital account debit to equity shareholders to capital reserve 20 lakhs, 16 lakhs, and 4 lakhs. After amount payable, we pass entry in relation to capital redemption reserve. The face value of shares bought back is 20 lakh rupees and fresh issue of shares is rupees 5 lakhs. So capital redemption reserve will be 20 lakhs minus 5 lakhs, that is 15 lakhs. So 15 lakhs will be out of your first general reserve 14 lakhs and balance from securities premium 1 lakh. If you see in your question, you will get to know that we have general reserve to the tune of the amount of 14 lakh rupees. We require 15 lakhs for capital redemption reserve, so balance will come out of securities premium account 1 lakh. Being capital redemption reserve on buyback created. There is no premium for us to write off.
So
Yes.
when we create a buyback reserve on buyback, so should we consider securities premium first or a general reserve?
For creation of capital redemption reserve, first will be divisible profits and then will be your securities premium. Reason, securities premium has a very limited usage, and one of the use is to write off premium on buyback. So every time when we are creating capital redemption reserve, we will try to use as much as possible of divisible profits and then go for securities premium. And when we are writing off a premium on buyback, we will try to use securities premium first and then go for your divisible profits.
Okay, sir.
Lastly, we will pass entry for the payment to shareholders. The entry will be equity shareholders account debit to bank 16 lakh. Are the entries done?
No, sir. Done, sir.
Let's go ahead with the next question. Again, please do not write down the question right now. I'm sharing the screenshot. You can refer that screenshot afterwards. Later on, I'm going to share the presentation. At that point of time, you can copy it from there. Following is the balance sheet of BTC Limited as on 31st March 2020. 60,000 equity shares, face value rupees 10, rupees 8 paid up, 10% preference shares of rupees 100, security premium, capital reserve, general reserve, profit and loss, trade payable, sundry assets and bank balance. Did you see anything anything in the balance sheet which is little abnormal in nature in regards to buyback? I repeat, did you see anything which is abnormal in nature in the balance sheet which is in regards to buyback?
The shares are not fully paid up.
Perfect. One of the conditions of buyback is that the shares should be fully paid up, but the shares are not fully paid up. So you cannot buy back those equity shares which are not fully paid up. We have to keep that in mind. One. Number two, if you see your profits, okay, reserves and surplus, you will find divisible as well as non-divisible profits. You see security premium non-divisible in nature, capital reserve non-divisible in nature. You have two things: general reserve and profit and loss account. Those are divisible in nature. The company decided to issue 1,200 preference shares at par in order to buy back 20% of the equity share capital. The fresh issue was fully subscribed. Company also issued 1,010% debentures of rupees 100 each, fully paid up. After the fresh issue of preference shares and debentures, company bought 20% of the equity share capital successfully from the open market. Past necessary journal entries. The question is already there with you all. I have sent the screenshot in the WhatsApp. Do not copy down the question right now. We'll go ahead with the solution. Leave requisite space. You can copy it down later on. Prepare the format for journal for one full page. Let me know once it is done so that I can go ahead with the solution. Shall we go ahead with the solution?
Yes, sir.
Can you all tell me what will be the first entry? We passed entries for sources of buyback. Step 1 is for entries of sources of buyback. So over here in the question, if you see, there are two entries to be passed for source of buyback: issue of preference shares and issue of debentures. So first we will pass the entry for sources of buyback. The entry will be bank account debit to preference share capital 1,20,000. Preference shares are issued at par 1,20,000, 1,200 into 100. Bank account debit to preference share capital. Then we will pass an entry for issue of debentures. That will be bank account debit to debentures 1,000 into 100 rupees, which are issued at par, so 1 lakh. Bank account debit to debentures 1 lakh. After that, step 2 is for amount payable to equity shareholders. Now when we see amount payable to equity shareholders, we get to know that the equity shares are not fully paid up. So we have to make a final call for equity shareholders, and then we will have to make an entry for receipt of money for final call. 2 rupees is the amount which is still receivable from equity shareholders on 60,000 shares. So it will be 60,000 into 2, 1,20,000. Equity share final call account debit to equity share capital. Equity share final call account debit to equity share capital 1,20,000, and then bank account debit to equity share final call 1,20,000. Equity share final call account debit to equity share capital 1,20,000, and then we receive money bank account debit to equity share final call 1,20,000. Now after passing these two entries in relation to final call, we have shares which are fully paid up. So now we can pass entry for amount payable to equity shareholders on buyback. Have you all passed this 4 entries?
So wait.
Okay. See, either ways you can first pass entry for final call and then go ahead for your source of buyback. That is also allowed, or first source of buyback and then final call. Okay, that doesn't matter. But you cannot pass an entry of amount payable to shareholders first and then final call. That cannot be done.
Done, sir.
Okay. So we are buying back 20% of the capital, 60,000 shares into 20%, that is 60,000 into 20% will give you 12,000 shares at rupees 10, that is on face value at par. Equity share capital to equity shareholders 1,20,000. Equity share capital to equity shareholders 1,20,000. Now I need an answer from you all. What will be the amount of CRR? Next is the entry for CRR. So how much will be the amount for CRR? Can you calculate and tell me? Yes, there are no
So
answers
in
from
this fresh issue of shares would be 2,20,000.
which are the shares issued. How much are the shares issued?
So 1,20,000
Are debenture share?
rupees. No.
Are debenture share?
No, sir.
This is the common mistake which everyone does. I told you all earlier as well. It is fresh issue of shares. That means we have only two things: equity shares and preference shares. Debentures can be issued, okay, for you to get the bank balance for payment to shareholders, but that cannot be taken into consideration for passing the entry of CRR. So if you see, you have amount payable to your equity share capital, that is your face value of shares bought back is 1,20,000, and the fresh issue of shares is 1,20,000. So 1,20,000 minus 1,20,000, that will be 0. There is no CRR creation to be done. Is that understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do not make a mistake of including debentures or taking debentures for the calculation of CRR. It is face value of shares bought back minus fresh issue of shares. Face value of fresh issue of shares. Shares means equity shares and preference shares, not debentures. So we will not have any entry in relation to creation of CRR because there is no CRR to be created. Face value of shares bought back is 1,20,000 and fresh issue of shares is also 1,20,000. CRR is 0. Next will be for premium on buyback. Do you have premium? We do not have premium. We are buying back shares on face value. So there won't be any entry in relation to writing of the premium on buyback. Finally, we will have an entry for payment to equity shareholders. The payment will be bank account debit to equity Sorry, equity shareholders to bank. Equity shareholders to bank 1,20,000.
Done, sir.
Any more entries left to be passed? Check.